Sheldon, you don't refer to a dump as cute. You can refer to
this was cute, bro. That was a cute dump. Not bad.
What's cute? You said dump is cute.
Because I saw it looked like the whole world was ending, and then I looked at it this morning and I jumped on and I was like, okay, 1 hour looks quite rough. Let me go look at the daily. Let me go see on the real time frames. And then I'm like, really? Like, why so much redness and panic? Like, is that a dump?
Yeah, but I do think that the market gave us a signal. The market gave us a signal. I want to talk about that signal. I think that signal is the most important signal that we could get in this bull market. We must talk about that. Also, I think there are still amazing altcoin entries that we need to talk about. Also, we're going to be doing only one show today, so we're going to try and mix the fundamentals, the technicals, and all the updates into one. So stay tuned until the end of the show, because that's when we're going to be talking about altcoins.
What's up? Here comes our super sniper Sheldon. What's up? We love our crypto sniper Sheldon. Super sniper Sheldon. Crypto sniper Sheldon. This is our Sheldino. Oh, this is our Sheldino. Smash those likes. Yes.
Smash those likes.
You know, I was just thinking, why don't they make a song about me? Why is it Sheldon? I don't get it.
It is our super sniper Sheldon. I don't know.
It's terrible. Oh, so you missed the whole thing. You were out jet skiing. Jet skiing while the market was collapsing. People were panicking. You made me go live alone. So I phoned Burb last night and I was like, Burb, listen, Sheldon's not answering. I need someone to do the charts. He's like, okay, I'm in. And so Burb joined me.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. It was a very far drive, but it was completely worth it. I didn't know the market was going to turn. But I'm here now, and it's not so bad.
I told you it was going to turn.
I did.
So let me get something straight. While we were all working hard, getting a show ready, we should make a version of this movie with a Bitcoin chart on the side. So like as the accelerate, the chart goes down. Okay, I don't want to let that play too long because YouTube's just going to give us the copyright strike. But while you were out there, I'll tell you what happened. Evergrande, remember Evergrande, the Chinese company, which is the second biggest mortgage or debt holder in the world, okay, in the Chinese world, almost defaulted on their debt. So I think what happened was that it looked like they were going to default, and then on the last minute, they paid their mortgage, their loan repayment. That's what it feels like, because there was one article that was published yesterday which said that they had already defaulted and that some Deutsche Marke company was going to put them into liquidation. And then we got all the news outlets this morning saying that they actually did make the payment, and they made the payment very last minute. So that was what happened, and that was what took the market down. It's what caused that candle. It's what caused the dominance to go up. That's what happened. So the question today
so they sort of saved it, or is there still...
Well, it didn't save it. They actually just made the repayment. So they get another lifeline until the next time they need to make a payment. That's basically what they're doing.
It's amazing how we knew it was coming, and then there's always news.
Yes.
We knew a dump was coming, but there was always news. Amazing.
So let's just quickly, if you guys are new to our channel, subscribe to our channel, like our content. If you like our content, that is what gets people, that is what gets the message out there that we are doing a great job. It's also all we get from you guys. All we ask for is likes. And what we do to our family is we really, really look after our family. And I'll show you one example of how we look after our family. Do you remember that we gave our community Star Launch? Do you remember Star Launch? Do you remember? Do you remember Star Launch? Let me
We
find
gave a
something
ton of it.
amazing.
I think we gave like 50 of them away.
We did. We gave 50 of them away. Hold on. Let me quickly show you something which I think you might actually like. I have to just find this amazing chart for you. Wait, I have to get the right chart so that you guys can see how much money this community made. All right, so the current star launch price is $4.34. Okay, which is, I think people paid about 6 cents for their star launch. So let me just show you. Here it is. This is the chart for star launch. You can see that they did have some launch problems because I found out what the issue was. The issue was that they weren't allowed to talk about the fact that they were launching on FTX. So they knew they were launching, but they couldn't talk about the fact they were launching on FTX. And so while everyone expected them on Radium and Symmetry and all the other exchanges, they listed on FTX, and there was some kind of liquidity issue or bot issue or something like that. But for those people who listen to Uncle Run said this thing is going to do 100x, maybe 200x. Right now, it's on about 70x, or 75x, which means that if you were one of the lucky winners in the Banter fam and you got the $400 allocation, $400 times 75, what's that?
Like $22,000.
But in which language?
What do you mean in which language? That's a lot of money.
No, you're wrong, bro. You're wrong. Hold on. Let's use. I'm lucky my calculator's got a phone because I'm still very hungover. I think
$28,000. Maybe it's even $30,000. $30,000. You're right.
$30,000, and we gave away. How many of these actually give away? 50.
That's $1.5 billion.
So we gave away 50 times $30,000. That's $1.5 million. And
wow,
this is not one of those things where you can, where you have to wait, for tokens to come off a cliff. You can sell them now if you want to sell them now. I wouldn't sell them now, but if you want to sell them, you can sell them now. That's how dumb this is. Okay, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Don't ladder out. Well, you do what you want. I'm going to show you why I wouldn't ladder out. Okay, because the first game which is launching on Star Launch, or the first launch which is launching on Star Launch, is this one. So, I've been talking about this. I've been so excited about this, but I haven't actually been allowed to talk about it because of. Now, look at this. So MonkeyBall is now announced as the first Star Launch IDO. MonkeyBall is a game where each player gets 3 monkeys, and we meet at a stadium and we play a game of ball. And each monkey has its own superpower. So some are better at dribbling, some are better at shooting, some are better at taking penalties. And if you don't play your player long enough, he becomes unfit. If you overplay your player, he gets tired. And spectators who come and join can also win. So some of the winnings of each game in NFTs go to the spectators. Now, the interesting part is that every single monkey is an NFT. So if you own that NFT and you want to meet at my field, and the field is a play-to-earn field. So basically, I buy the field, and then every time you come and play on my field, you get you have to pay me a fee. So it's like a real-life monkey football game. It's going to be amazing. It's built by one of the best dev teams that I know in the world. And I think it's going to be an amazing thing. And that's the first IDO on Star Launch. And that happens, I think, somewhere towards the end of the month. So if you stake your Star Launch, you will probably get an allocation. And here's the good news. You ready for it? Mm-hmm. So you ready for it? Mm-hmm. CryptoBanter. Get guaranteed allocation for community.
Round 2, baby. Okay.
Round 2. So now, not only did we give away $1.5 million of these, we're going to give away They said 50 times $100, but I'm going to try and push for 100 times $100 for the banter community.
Wow.
Oh.
Amazing.
Now here's where it's going to get super interesting. Jimmy, do you want MonkeyBall allocation?
Of course.
Okay, then you have to do an eyebrow routine, because Jimmy has a YouTube channel, and on the YouTube channel he does eyebrow routines. You got one quick one, Jimmy. Just one quick one. Come on, bro. One quick one.
It was a joke. It was a joke, but I'll try my best. Okay.
Okay, try.
But what sort of
What do you do,
allocation are
like-
we talking?
Well, $100 pre-IDO allocation. It could be worth $30,000, bro.
Ah,
Oh, look at those eyebrows, bro.
what do you want me to express with my
Whoa.
eyebrow dance?
Do the
Woo.
worm. Can you do the worm?
I don't know if I can do it without moving my mouth. Okay, but is it good? Okay. Is it good enough?
Okay, Jimmy, you get the first $100 of
I
MonkeyBall
think that
IDO.
was worth $50. I think that was $50. It wasn't enough, Jimmy.
Oh my
No, I'm joking.
I have to bring you back later for another performance. I'll prepare something for you.
Okay, so MonkeyBall coming up as the first star launch IDO. I'm super fucking excited. For those of you who got in, well done. Your $400 is now $30,000. According to Sheldon Maths, it's $20,000, but it's over $30,000. My feeling is hold, bros. Hold. This thing's going to go to the moon. I can feel it. I know the team. It's the old card starter team. It's the card starter team. This thing gonna fly.
Oh, amazing. Love it.
Yeah. And please don't call it monkey's balls. It's not monkey.
I
it's
called it
monkey
monkey's balls in the beginning. I was like, what name is that? But monkey ball makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
All right, Tino, you'll go into the charts and then we'll do some fundamentals, and that will be the end of the show for today.
Okay, great.
You know, I did three shows yesterday. I did yours.
Yeah, dude, you are a machine. Like, I don't get it. Like, I had to get a little bit of like outdoors time and just a little bit away. Like, I don't understand how you just go and go and go and go. It's insane how driven you are, Ran. It really, really is. It's amazing.
Have to lead by example.
Okay, well, so-called. How was liquidations? Firstly, Ran. I don't know if you do have that.
Let's look at the
Please,
liquidations.
because that just gives me also a good view on what's happened, and
Okay,
then I
so
can mark up.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Super fucking disappointing. Well, no, you can't say disappointing when it comes to liquidations, but it did nothing. It really did nothing. It really did nothing. I want to show you. Okay, so let's look at the raw data first. In the last 24 hours, 173,000 traders were liquidated, but only $700 million was liquidated. So what does that mean? It means that the liquidations happened to the small fish. So if you take 173,000 liquidations and only $700 million being liquidated, it means that actually who was liquidated were the small fish. Now, let me show you something else, which is very important. Look at the guys that started to get liquidated. So Binance, FTX, Bybit, Huobi, okay? That's where the liquidations actually happen. So the majority of the liquidations, unfortunately, happened on Binance. And it happened super fucking quickly. The thing that happened yesterday, which trapped everybody, is that the inflation data came out. And the inflation data was officially 6.2%, which is, 6.2%, you're talking about, like, that's emerging developing markets type inflation data. So that happened. And then I want to show you what happened when the inflation data came out. So the inflation data comes out. It looks like that. The inflation, if you compare it on the same basis as it was supposed to be done in 1980, is 15%. And that is probably the real inflation.
Okay.
Now, as soon as the inflation data came out yesterday, it's best to look at this in a 1 hour time frame. That is what happened. Bitcoin went from 66 to 69 to 69,000. You see? So the inflation data comes out. Everyone says, fuck, we've got to run into 6% is a fucking disaster. We've got to run into something. They ran into Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes up. Here is where it got interesting. Here is where it actually got interesting. This is when so remember that inflation data came out at about 2 p.m. And then the minute the inflation data came up, the leverage shot up. So here's the margin Bitcoin open interest. And that is the line that happened when the inflation data came out. So everyone got long and leveraged yesterday. You understand? Like, inflation data comes out, everybody starts panicking. They panic into Bitcoin using margin.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the interesting thing is that, let me show you this. So inside Paper, Evergrande. This is where I think that there was price manipulation. I'm almost sure this is price manipulation, because only one outlet came out and said that they have defaulted on their debt, and that was this insider paper. Only one, and it's insider paper. Bloomberg, CNBC, all the other big stations all said that there was no default, and all the FUD started from this insider paper. So you ask me what I think happened. What I think happened is the whales saw the leverage. They saw an easy chance to shake the small retail investor out, which is exactly, unfortunately, what they did. And they just shook out the retail investor. Here, they shook out 173,000 traders, and they shook out just under $750 million. And that happened in about 3 to 4 hours.
Just business as usual, eh?
Business as usual.
The whales are the whales. It's how it works, though.
Yeah, so it was all, yesterday was all a leverage squeeze. However, that's the leverage. It didn't do much, unfortunately.
Small little dent in it.
Just that. That's it.
That's why I'm pretty confident it's going to come back to those lows again. It's going to start to, so I'll jump through it now and show basically what I'm looking at. This is what I'm very confused about. How is the fear greed higher than yesterday?
I'll tell you, that reading is not, because it only updates at 8 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night in the US. Or so. It only updates at a certain time, and it updated before the FUD.
Oh, really? Okay. Because
I was updated before the FUD.
Makes no sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. Okay, so let's jump into charts. Let's have a look quickly on what happened with Bitcoin. Remember, when we zoom out, we'll start to see that, like, are we surprised? At times, we are going to have these little shakeouts. We knew leverage was getting high. We knew retail was coming in strong. And, yesterday was a liquidation hunt for retail again. And it's just a quick way for them to shift and make money, shake you out of the market, force you to buy higher. So remember, what I was speaking about in the last 2 days or so is how important it is to get that damn entry and to make sure you get an entry that you can hold for a long time, because these little things will sort of shake you out and it will lose your entry. It will make you lose your entry. It will make you panic out of the market. And then all of a sudden it will force you to buy higher. And we know the risk, we know the risk of buying higher, because, then it just becomes a lot more difficult when there is any big shakeouts or there is any big things. You want to be able to hold through them. You want to be getting through them without having an actual heart attack. And that's why there's always going to be these big moves in the market that are going to try force you to ruin and to sell off your coin so that you ruin your actual entry, because then they keep you in their trap. For them, this is a game. And yesterday was easy for them. They saw a big opportunity to make some quick cash. Same thing, deploy it. And then what happens is they know the mentality of people, and people come back and they start to revenge trade. So now they are pissed off, especially the guys that got liquidated and they got hit by the actual market. Now they're pissed off. Now they're buying back. They were buying back yesterday or this morning. And what they usually do is they send the price up a little bit and then they send it straight back down to the original parts again. So what it does is, we were all in from longs here. It liquidates them all. They all jump into revenge trade now. The price starts to go up. They think, okay, we're back in the money. And then they send another quick one down just to start to shake out, because the only thing is there was not much dent made in the actual leverage. So I know right now, and I can already see off the mentality on Twitter and everything, people have been buying up a lot on these longs. And that's great. But it also gives me the understanding, that leverage is still sitting at that sort of level. It was spooked yesterday, but it wasn't too spooked. And, you know, sending another quick candle down or another thing at some point will make sense as well, just to really shake it out. So just remember, it's all a game, and they just like to play with your mentality in this. Now, Bitcoin chart-wise, you know, we broke the higher, fantastic. You know, we knew, I was saying anywhere in the region of 70 to 74. We obviously went to 69. I am still seeing that as the next target. And we knew at any point, especially if I jump back to this chart over here, let's just refresh it so we can see. We knew that at some point we were going to drop back down to the early 60K levels. And that's exactly what we did. So we came down and we tested support beautifully, which was this support over here and the previous resistance we have now turned into support, which was great. Now, this was a strong impulse. Remember where we've come from in the region of that. The only thing is now is Bitcoin's got momentum, the market's got momentum. And when we're in a bull cycle, we need to always be keeping this momentum. So I want Bitcoin to still remain in this main support trend over here. And that is a very key level for me. You know, I wouldn't say a warning sign, but I want to be buying as many times as we can come down and touch this zone over here. The dip yesterday, beautiful add-on zones of what we're speaking about yesterday. All the entry zones that are given this week all got hit yesterday with all the altcoins. Remember, we buy red in this market. Keep it simple. And anytime I see Bitcoin come and test this trend over here is when I'm using that as an opportunity to ladder more in, to dollar cost more in. And now we're also starting to learn that when we're starting to get a big rupture in the market where we start really moving, it's important to also slowly ladder out and to always make sure you got cash, because we've been talking about having some cash now for the last week. And guess what? We had a nice dip in the market. And I'm sure most of you finally, for the first time, you had cash, which means now you can deploy on what's lacking in your portfolio and the ones that you've always missed out. I saw Fantom fall to 2.2. You know, I was speaking about it 2 days ago and saying Fantom's $3 now. It's starting to lose sting. It's coming back. You know, from yesterday, you were able to buy 30% more Fantom. You know, it's just the understanding, and that wasn't even selling your big positions out. It was just learning. What's up, Bryn?
No, I'm saying Fantom was an amazing opportunity, but actually there was maybe even a better opportunity than Fantom, and I want to show you guys this. So Fantom went to 2.2. Now remember that there is the token that is pegged to Fantom, which is called TOOM. It can lose the peg. Remember that it can lose the peg. So right now Fantom is back at 271, and remember that the TOOM became unpegged to the upside because there's such good returns on buying TOOM. And so what I said to you guys was sell your TOOM back into Fantom, take your profits. Now, buy your TOOM back and start staking them. So remember, whatever we did the last time, which was last time we sold our TOOM back into Fantom because we got a premium of 20%. So you should have 20% more Fantom. Now you can sell some of your Fantom and buy TOOM, and then go and stake the Fantom TOOM combination, and you'll get yourself like 300%. Here, let me actually show you TOOM finance. Let's quickly go here. I can't unlock my wallet. I'm on the wrong laptop. Okay, I'll try and do it offline and see if I can get you guys in.
All good, all good. Let me jump back on. Yeah, cool. So here's the CoinPanel chart. CoinPanel lovers, you know, this is what we were speaking about yesterday. That's the target zone we wanted to hit. It came down, it hit our first entry beautifully to test. And what I am sort of seeing with Bitcoin is, like I was saying, you know, it hit leverage yesterday, but I don't think it hit enough just yet. And I think a lot of people have jumped back in now to revenge trade, you know what I mean? And what my two options I am seeing with Bitcoin is either we still have a higher low in play, okay? So we haven't broken any real main structure where Bitcoin's been running higher lows the whole way and higher highs we've been continuing to do. So we haven't broken that main structure just yet, which is great. We don't want to lose that if we want 100K Bitcoin this year. We still want to keep it out. Now, what I'm looking at is we're going to now chase to try get back to that high. The bulls are going to try reclaim now. They got the liquidations. They are going to attempt. I'm not sure if we are going to get it just yet. I do think we can make our way to 67, somewhere in that region, and then maybe possibly a second entry back into the zone, which is the region of the 62 to the 63K, possibly a 61K sort of region. I don't want to see Bitcoin get lower than the 60K. Reason being is we don't want to break the momentum of a lower low. And that's when we'll really start looking in and say, okay, should we maybe possibly free up a little bit more cash? For now, I'm deploying cash on these. And that's the lovely part of buying supports and resistances, because, you know, if you buy the floors and we come down and we test here and it fails, it goes wrong. What usually happens is we drop a support, we come and test it again in the same zone of where you would have bought, which means you still have the opportunity that I bought this, it went wrong, but now I'm still at the thing where I'm able to ladder back out without any loss. And, you know, we could possibly go down to the next lower sort of levels. So either Bitcoin 67, come back into the zone, and then we go to the 70K region, or from here, we go straight up to the 70K, to the 74K, and then another little push back down to 65 and the actual continuation. Now, what I'm meaning by all of this now is this support. Every time we come down and test these zones, guys, these are deploying zones for you to be laddering into the right altcoins and the coins that we've been chatting about. That what is missing there. And remember, if we look at this now, and I was actually quite shocked to see the dominance. You know, I drew this last week, and we are still 100% following the exact move of what we're looking at with that. So it was nice to see that we got a strong wick to the upward side.
That's why they call you the sniper, bro. That's why they call you the sniper. This is it. This is why they call you the sniper. It's not coincidental. It's not a coincidence.
Yeah, you know, it's sometimes like for the first time in a while, like, you know, I'm really feeling the rhythm of this market, because everything is just painting a picture. So now I can start mapping it out and we can strategize through it. So my top zone got hit for the dominance. So right now, we look at that now and say, there was a little liquidation. Was it high enough just yet? There is possibilities it can come at another sort of stage, but then you look at that to this, and it just shows you the power of why you're buying the damn altcoins on these dips. Because look at this. Look how quickly they jump out of the actual market. So when the market really has a bounce, or it really has any sort of bullness to it, the alts are the ones really catching up very quickly. Now, Bitcoin, I've given you guys the two scenarios. We're still going to be using Bitcoin as your trigger to buy. So if Bitcoin comes at any time to these zones and it hits your entry zones, that's when you ladder into your alts. You don't have to go and chart every single alt right now. It's not, because if the market turns bearish, the dominance is in Bitcoin's favor. And if it turns bullish, it's in the alt's favor, which means you want to be buying off the Bitcoin chart and you want to be selling off of the altcoin chart as the market starts to actually rip. So whenever Bitcoin's in these regions over here, you can then be deploying onto the actual altcoins. Now, looking at that, looking at ETH, look how quickly ETH bounced back. You know, we had a quick little wick down to 4.4 yesterday. So it is violent. That's 10% moves. But look how quickly we engulf. Look how quickly the altcoins buy back. So you want to be catching these little dips as we move. I'm still seeing ETH go to the 5-6K region. If there is a second little dip, you know what I mean, that of Bitcoin, I see it coming down, test those lows again. You know, possibly a 4.3, 4.4. Deploy, buy some. You know what I mean? So now you're using one chart to help you throughout the remaining of this month of when to buy in the market, because everything is set off that. DOT yesterday had a beautiful drop. If Bitcoin comes back down to those levels again, DOT's going to come back to 42, 43. There you're able to ladder. Remember, it was 55 a week ago. So now you're catching it 30% or 25% off of what it was. So if DOT's missing from your bag, there you can look at it. Look at Chainlink. Look how quickly these markets just recover. Drop down, boom. All of a sudden, Chainlink's done. So we are still very bullish in this market. Here's one for you guys that's still in buy zone right now, ThorChain. ThorChain looks fantastic right now. You know, it was $17 a week or so ago, and now it's come straight back to these levels over here. Now we'll ladder here. And if Bitcoin comes back to that buy zone, that's when I know to ladder in again. So it's just about getting to the habits of that. MATIC is a buy for me. We have to be a bit more patient, but now you're catching MATIC for another 20, 30% cheaper than what it was a week ago. You know, Cardano, there's my box, the one we drew from yesterday. Shot up, come and test, you buy the red day. So I hope you guys are getting used to the days when there's 15 or 20% shortcuts on the market or they're down. That's when you start deploying. Look at this. Kusama, you can't tell me trend lines don't work. It's literally to the dollar. This has hit that trend line. You buy the break, you buy the retest, and you continue up. Stop loss under previous low. Very simple, very easy first thing. But there, Kusama is a beautiful buy. And remember, Bitcoin goes to the zone again. Kusama just goes back to those lows again. Luna, Luna hit our zones perfectly. We were speaking yesterday about buying Luna between $44 and $46, and it hit exactly that region over now. And now look, it's back to 51. So do you see, if you have those limit orders set, have them ready. You want to buy discounts. Whenever you're buying in the damn market, do not chase the greens. You want to be buying discounts. So now you see these levels, even if it takes 3 days or takes 4 days, that's where you put your limit orders. You want to buy it on that quick drop that comes every now and then, because now it's been 3 weeks in a row that we've had 3 shakeouts. We had one last week, we had this week, and we had one the week before. It's happening quite easy. And those are the days you want to deploy, because you have 2 days of red and then you got 5 days of green. And you start to realize, wow, this is actually how the market actually works through these bull cycles. So Luna looked great. FTM, guys, you know, I was talking about this trend line test over here. I told Freddie, I hope he listened to me. He would have made a lot of money. Okay, I see he's not here anymore. But, you know, it was around $3. And look, it dropped all the way down to 2.24. So, you know, do you see the power of just looking at higher high and higher lows? Because that was the first time all my little warning sign was there. We are not getting a higher high anymore. And the first time we don't get a higher high, it usually means we're going to get a lower low. And that gave me the good idea that, you know, taking some profits now and buying back at this level makes sense, because a little move like that would have made you another 28% more Fantom. And it just shows you, you know, higher high, higher lows. It's quite simple, right? So Fantom looked great. You know what I mean? I think Fantom can come down again. If Bitcoin comes to the zone, Fantom's coming back again to 2.2 to 2.4. That's where you deploy. VET, just a monster right now. AVAX, I think AVAX can come back down to 75 to 77 if we do have another pullback, you know. But guys, you know what the scary part is this may just go. This market may just erupt and may not even come back to the lows of yesterday. And that's why you have to capitalize when we do have these big drops at any points in the market. I don't know if there's any other. I see Render did fantastic. I see Super.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
There's my Super charts there still.
Let's talk about that. So would you put anything into your KuCoin portfolio now? So there has been a bit of a pullback. Is there anything that is looking like it might be good to go into your KuCoin portfolio?
No, I'm still happy with mine now. I first want to see if Bitcoin, I still think we're going to test those lows again. So I'll deploy then. So I'm going to put some limits.
Exactly. I'm not deploying anything yet. I have got my eyes on a few tokens. So I've got my eyes on AlienWorld because it's the most played video game in the world. I'm just waiting for a perfect entry opportunity into AlienWorld. So I've got a good thing there. As I said to you, if you do land up buying Fantom, you can take your Fantom and your Tomb, which are, and you can stake them, and you can get 284% a year, which is about almost 1% a day. And then you get your rewards in T-shares, and then you can stake your T-shares, and you can get a return of 711% per year. So 3x a year, 2x a year on top of your investment by staking it. So that's what I would be doing. The other thing is, you mentioned Render. And I think that this week was actually a turning point in Render's life. I think Render went from being a small cap. Again, it's a 2017 vintage. This is a project that was launched in 2017. And I think it went from being a small cap that no one talks about. And I think it's had the turning point, and it's now become a big cap. Listen to this was the closing speech of the Solana conference. Okay. Just listen to what they said here. This comes from Raj. Raj is the founder of Solana. He's been on our show. Listen to this.
So I mentioned some of these incredible builders. I really think everyone should go watch Jules' speech. Jules from Render is going to change the world. If you didn't see what he's working on and what he's built and what he's using Solana for, it is photorealistic real-time rendering of anything, any 3D model using a distributed set of GPUs all over the world with a token to access it. It's basically like, what is the cost of a virtual photon and ray tracing. And it's going to be, I think, the basis for a metaverse that is so much more real than any of us has been talking about or expecting. And I think it's going to happen way faster than any of us is expecting. So definitely check that one out. Jules announced that, you know, he's doing it all in Solana. There's going to be the render token, and he's got this incredible vision, and I can't wait to see it, you know, come true.
So I think this week was a turning point for Render. I think Render went from being a small cap to being one of the biggest caps out there. I think it's going to start hitting, you know, like every token has a maturity where it matures, where, you know, it comes out of this like hybrid, like Arweave had it, all the big ones had it, Luna had it, Arweave had it. I think this was the moment for Render. When you were at the conference, everyone just spoke about Render. Why am I telling you this? If Bitcoin goes back down and you can pick up renders at 150 or 180, it might be the last chance in your life to pick it up at those prices. So be buying it, have your thing there. Anything else that you want to look at, or can we go through some housekeeping?
You can go through it now. My last ones here is Arweave, definitely Arweave. If it comes back down, Bitcoin comes and touches those lows. You know, that's looking good. FTT as well. Algo as well. All of them we've been speaking about, you know. But what was nice is they were sort of getting away very quickly in the last week or two. I'm glad we're getting back to those zones and everyone can stock up on them. ThorChain is still one of my favorites for the remaining of Q4. And yeah, that's it for now. Buy red, sell green. Keep it simple.
Okay, so let's look at it. While I'm watching, Star Launch is going towards $5. It's going to hit 100x.
wow.
I said. It's going to hit. I said 100x. It's going to hit 100x.
At what level is it for 100x?
$6.5. Yeah, $6. So another dollar is going to be 100x, and then we would have made the Banter family very, very money.
$40,000 each. That's $2 million, man.
Other things, Parallel.Fi. If you haven't staked your DOT, look, this is what it looks like. Acala Network's got 12.75 million DOT staked. Moonbeam is in number 2, and number 3 is Parallel.Fi. So you can still go and stake your DOT at Parallel.Fi. There are referral links below. Click on the referral links, and that'll take you to the right side. You get an extra 5% of tokens, and we get 5%. It's a normal referral link that anyone can get on the website. So if you haven't staked your DOT, remember, the first auction starts November 11th, and then I think in 6 days or something like that, they choose the first one and the second one and the third one and the fourth one, the parachains on DOT. So that's another one. I do want to clear this up. Yesterday I did a show where I showed you guys how I made money, and I gave you guys my investment methodology. If you haven't watched that show, Jimmy, you need to put up a card here and put in the description. It was the best show that I've ever done because it really, really, really showed you guys how you can make real money in crypto. But then some people went onto the Reddit group, and on the Reddit group, people said, runs contradictory advice. Don't forget to take your profits. I'm always 20% in cash. If I put in 100K and it goes to 110, I'll take it out. Today's video was the video about hodl and never ever sell. And it's not contradictory advice, and I'll show you why it's not contradictory advice. I've always said to you that I have multiple portfolios. I have a hodl portfolio. If the guys could just put up my hodl portfolio, the split between my portfolios, that would be amazing. So, no, let's look at the split. So let's look at the hodl versus the 10x gems versus the 100K. So 50% of all my money is in a hodl portfolio. 35% of my money is in 10x gems, and 15% is in Degen coins. I do not take profits on my hodl portfolio, and I do not take profits on my 10x gems. The only place that I actually take profits is on the 100x gems, because that's my speculative portfolio. That's made for buying and selling, and I use that cash to redeploy and to redeploy and to redeploy. So it's not necessarily, or it's not really contradictory advice. It's just don't ever touch your hodl portfolio. And in fact, my hodl portfolio is actually not even held with me. It's held with custodians. I can't withdraw even if I want to withdraw. I can't withdraw there. I think that's it. I did want to show you one more thing. I see Sheldino has got up for a second. Thanks, Sheldino. You look good, bro. You look amazing. Excellent. Love the hair, bro. Remember we said that we would give $10,000 to these kids that had lost their mom or lost their parents, and they were living with, I think it was their aunt or something like that. So we started that yesterday. We weren't there. We weren't with them yesterday, but we started giving away, we started the first of the donations to these kids that had lost that are living with their adopted family. So we keep sending them $500 or $1,000 increments just so that we can manage it correctly. Got them food, we got them school books. Those are the kids.
Thank you for everything what you did for us.
So those are the kids.
Amazing, bro.
Yeah, those are the kids. That's what they are. You know, the best thing here is that I don't know who it was, but someone wrote a prayer to Jesus, and they said thank you, and said, Mr. Neil, and Mr. Neil is our representative on the ground. In Jesus' name, we thank the Lord that we are loved by you, Heavenly Father. And I mean, we really, really, really touched their heart. We bought them yesterday. We bought them school uniforms. We bought them a stove so that they could cook. We bought them a table that they could work on. We bought them flour, we bought them oil, we bought them food, we bought them electricity because they didn't have any electricity. So we started that, and we're going to keep doing it until we give away the $10,000. That we're going to keep doing it. So we're just going to until we get the $10,000, we're going to just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it.
Love it, man. Love it.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. So Banter fam.
Are we going to go to the beach today, Ran? Or are we doing more show? What are we doing?
I think so. I think let's go get some. I think we need to go get our PCR tests first, right?
Yeah. And then I want to take you just to relax a little bit.
Let's go walk the streets of Lisbon. Let's go do some shopping. Let's go drink some. Let's go have an afternoon beer. I'm very cool with that. I'm very, very cool for that.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
No more work. By the way, tomorrow, Shaldino, you're flying in the morning, which means no show tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Okay. I will do a morning show, and we will drop the Solana event summary show tomorrow as well. So there will be 2 shows tomorrow. We will see you guys again tomorrow. And if you haven't watched yesterday's video, go and watch the video of how I turned $35,000 into 35 million. It's the best video that you're ever going to watch. It took a lot of guts for me to make it. Go and watch it. Until then, invest well, my friends. Okay, let's go have a holiday, a vacation. I haven't had one since we got here.
Yeah, come. You got to relax a little bit. Let's do it.
Exactly. Let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna get dressed and let's go meet on the streets.
Okay. See you now.